I take this opportunity to introduce you all to the eminent speaker of this session, Dr. Professor Dinesh Prasad, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Dinesh Prasad has been working as a professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Jamia Millia Islamia, a Central University. Dr. Prasad has authored or co-authored 64 research papers in international journals of reputation as well as published 23 international conferences. In addition to this, his research contributions are mainly in the field of analog signal processing and generation of circuits. Furthermore, his research work is focused towards the fundamental problems that arise in reducing the circuit components, elimination of matching constraint, and managing the integrating circuits or for the purpose of signal processing. He has been actively collaborating with researchers in the field of nanotechnology, and he has a high number of citations, that is 23 since 2016, and high H index and I index, I10 index also. With his enthusiasm in research, he has been awarded with Young Faculty Research Fellowship in the year 2016 from the Media Lab Asia Department of Electronics and Information Technology, Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, Government of India. Moreover, the Best Paper Award has been awarded to him more than once in ICASI 2017, which is held in Japan. He has often attended international conference and delivers invited talks, and he is a member of different professional societies like ISTE, IETE, IETE, IAENG, and IEEE, senior member of IEEE. He has acted and has been acting as a reviewer of various international journals on reputation on the invitation of editor. So without further ado, I request Dr. Dinesh Prasad sir to take over the session on the topic of realization of inductors and their application in analog signal processing. Sir,
Okay.
please.
Thank you, Dr. Arun.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to share my screen. If it is visible, please tell me. Okay. My screen is visible, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So today we have discussed about the realization of inductors and their applications in analog signal processing. So first of all, I tell you there are two type of approaches which are used by the different type of researchers in the world in analog signal processing. That is, number one is building block approach, and number two is transistor level approach. Building block approach means the IC is available in the market. You have to choose the IC and you have to make the required functions. Or you have to, there are different types of active building blocks which are available in the literature, a lots of. When you see the paper which is published in 2008 by Balkova, Biolek, Senani and Kolka in Radio Engineering Journal, that is the realization of active building block. And in that paper, a lots of active building blocks are available. So you have to just choose according to your desire. That comes this building block approach. So a vast majority of the researchers who works in the analog domain that falls under this category, that is building block approach. Second one is the transistor level approach. In this approach, the BJT and MOSFET are directly used as an active element to make the required functions. And this is the example of this type of approach. Translinear circuits, log domain circuits, square rooting domain circuits are the few examples which are in this transistor level approach. So I am also belong to first one. Okay. So there are various active building blocks. I'm just telling the name and their characteristics equations. First one is the operational amplifier, which is widely used in analog. All of you know about this. Second one is the operational transconductance amplifier. This is also widely used in analog circuits. Third one is the current feedback operational amplifier. That means the IC is available for all these three, op-amp, OTA, CFOA of the cell. You can directly purchase from the market. And other one is the CC1, current conveyor first generation, current conveyor second generation, third generation, then FDCC, then FTFN, 4-terminal floating nuller, OTRA, operational trans-resistance amplifier, DVCC, differential voltage current conveyor, CDBA is the current differencing buffered amplifier, CDTA is the current differencing transconductance amplifier, CDDITA is the current differencing differential input transconductance amplifier, then 12 is CITA, current inverting transconductance amplifier, 13 is the inverse current conveyor, 14 is the CFTA, current follower transconductance amplifier, then VDTA is voltage differential transconductance amplifier, then VDVTA is voltage differential voltage transconductance amplifier, with VDDIVA voltage differential differential input buffered amplifier, VDVA is the voltage differential buffered amplifier, VDCC is the voltage differential current conveyor, and CDCC is the current differential current conveyor. That means when you design CDTA circuit, then you can easily obtain CDDITA, CITA. When you design the VDTA, then you can design the VDVTA. When you have to design the VDDIVA, then you can also design the VDVA. That means that MOS structure of these devices are very much similar by slightly changing the port. So only three op-amp, OTA, and CFOA are available in the IC form. Op-amp is MUA741, OTA is CA3080, CFOA is AD844. These are the available in the markets. You can easily purchase. For op-amp is approx 4 to 6 rupees, CA3080 is approx 250 rupees, AD844 approx 800 rupees. These are the costs. Okay, so I can start from the basic analog building block, OTA. I'm not taking the op-amp. Okay, so OTA, operational transconductance amplifier. This is the symbolic notation of OTA. Just like op-amp, OTA also have the same number of pins, that is 8, and the pin configuration is like this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pin number 2 is just like op-amp, inverting type. Pin number 3 is non-inverting type. Pin number 4 is negative VCC. Pin number 5 is biased. Pin number 6 is output, which is of current form. 7 is plus VCC. And 1 and 8 is not connected. This is CA3080. The pin configuration is like this. So the output of this OTA is of current form, and that is defined like this. I naught equals to GM into V plus minus V minus. What is GM here? GM is the transconductance. And GM is defined like IB by 2VT. And the characteristics of OTA is input and output, both impedances are infinite. Whereas in case of op-amp, only input impedance are infinite and output impedance are 0. So here the few characteristics or advantages of this OTA is Number one, electronic tunability. Electronic tunability. What do you mean by electronic tunability? When you make any circuit using OTA, suppose we have to make the filter, then the filter parameters like omega naught, bandwidth, quality factor, DC gain, that can electronically controllable, because that expression omega naught comes like in terms of GM1, GM2, and since GM is here depend on IB, so that's why it is known as electronically controllable, because GM depends on IB. So first advantage is electronically tunable. Second advantage is register-less realization. Register-less realization. What do you mean by this? Means you can easily eliminate the resistances when you fabricate any circuit. How can it possible? Look at the circuit. Suppose we have given here input V in, this is current I in, this is GM, this is I naught, and when we apply the KCL at A, then what happened? Due to infinite input impedances, there is no current flowing in this terminal and in this terminal. So whatever the output is like this, and I in is like this. So when we apply the KCL at A, then we have to find that I in plus I naught equals to 0. And I naught equals to how much? I in plus GM into 0 minus V in equals to 0. So I in minus GM into V in equals to 0. So from this, V in upon I in, that equals to 1 upon GM. So this is the input impedance seen at this port. So 1 upon GM, this is comes resistance. So when you have any grounded resistor, then you can directly replace that grounded resistance by using this circuit. So that's why it is also known as resistor-less realization. And third advantage is low component count. Low component count. What do we mean by this? We can realize the same type of function with lesser number of components. I'm giving the few examples to show this. Suppose you can implement the inverting amplifier using op-amp. So when you implement that, it requires one op-amp and two resistors. So V0 by V in comes like this, minus R2 by R1. If this is R2, this is R1. When you have to implement using OTA, देखिए साहब, this is RL, this is I naught. Suppose this is V naught, this is V in. So V naught equals to क्या होगा? Minus GM into RL into V in. So V naught upon V in equals to minus GM into RL. Clear है? That means you can easily design here the inverting amplifier with lesser number of components, one OTA and one resistor. So This is a one example to show the low component count. In the previous section, I will show the in detail. Okay. Next active building block is current feedback operational amplifier. This is also widely used in the analog signal processing, and this is the symbolic notation. It also have the 8 number of pins, and X, Y, Z, W. W is the output. In between Z and W, one buffer is here. That's why VW equals to VZ. And the impedance of Y terminal is infinite. That's why IY equals to 0 and IZ equals to plus minus IX. This is the characteristics of CFO, current feedback operational amplifier. When you are taking the same direction of IX and IZ, then IZ equals to IX. When you are taking the opposite, then IZ equals to minus IX. This is the characteristics equation in the matrix form. Next, current differentiating transconductance amplifier. This is a very good active building block. I have published approx 9 papers at this device. CDTA, current differentiating transconductance amplifier. This building block basically consists of one CDU, current differentiating unit, and 2 OTAs. The combination of CDU and 2 OTAs becomes the CDTA. So the characteristics equation of this building block is VP and VN both are 0 and IZ equals to IP minus IN, and IX plus equals to GM times VZ, the potential at Z terminal, and IX minus is minus GM times VZ. This is the characteristics equation of this CDTA. Suppose we want to make the CDDITA. How we can change the CDTA with CDDITA? Since the CDTA consists of one CDU, current differentiating input, and 2 OTA like this. This is IX minus, this is IX plus. Current differentiating differential input. If you apply here, suppose PN, if you again given here, if you change this plus terminal like this, and this also by some potential V, then you obtain this CDDITA, current differentiating differential input, because at this terminal we obtained a difference of 2 voltages. That's why it is known as current differentiating differential input transconductance amplifier. So this is also very good active building block which are generally used in the analog signal processing. Next is current follower. Again, it is also derived from the CDTA. Look, if you grounded this N terminal, then what is IZ? IZ equals to IP. So IZ equals to IP. So it becomes the current follower transconductance amplifier. This is IF, this is IZ. So IZ equals to IF, and IX plus IX minus same as the in case of CDTA. This is also one type of active building block. This VDTA voltage differentiating transconductance amplifier This is widely used nowadays. I think more than 50 research papers published in this device. The VDTA was basically is voltage differentiating transconductance amplifier. It consists of three OTAs. Its internal structure is like this. The characteristics is IZ equals to GM1 VP minus GM2 VN and IX plus equals to GM into VZ and IX minus equals to minus GM into VZ. So basically it looks like this. This is VP, this is VN, this is Z terminal. Minus plus this is IX plus and IX minus. So this is the internal structure of this VDTA. It consists of three OTA. Look here, what is the advantage of OTA? What OTA is widely used in maximum number of active building blocks. That's why it is also known as transconductance type approach. So if we replace this VDTA by VDVTA, this is another active building block VDVTA. So if we put here, suppose if we put here some voltage V, you have to connect this and apply at the same potential. This is V. Then IX plus comes like this, GM2 into VZ minus VB. That's why it is known as voltage differentiating voltage transconductance amplifier. Clear है यहाँ तक? Any problem? Okay, I think सब लोग चुपचाप सुन रहे. Very good. Next, अच्छा ठीक है. Next active building block is the VDDIBA. That is the voltage differentiating differential input buffered amplifier. Again, it consists of one OTA and one differential amplifier. And VDBA, both are moreover similar. Characteristics equation is like this: I plus I minus आपका 0 है, and IZ equals to आपका है GM times V plus minus V minus, and IB आपका 0 है, and VW equals to VZ. Or you can say if V terminal is not here, then VW equals to VZ minus VB. So this is the characteristics equation and these are the block diagram. Next active building block I have discussed here, that is the voltage differentiating current conveyor. First time one floating type inductor is realized using single active building block, and that block is VDCC. First time floating type inductor is realized using single active building block using VDCC. Unfortunately, this is my paper and I am published in a not very good journal, just for hurry. I am in hurry so that I can publish here in some Scopus type journal. Okay, because When you implement any floating inductor, then it requires at least two active building blocks. Because suppose you have to implement one grounded inductor, and if you want to fabricate the floating type, then you have to connect it back to back. So look like this type. When you connect this, then it becomes the floating type. So and for designing the floating type inductor, it requires the minimum two active building blocks, but I can design here using single active building block. If you go Google it, then you have to find it. Okay, so this is also very good active building block. I'm coming to the next. Okay, now more interesting part is here. Why we have to fabricate? Why we can't fabricate the inductor? Why we have to realize it? हम क्यों इसको फैब्रिकेट नहीं करते इंटीग्रेटेड सर्किट्स में? हम क्यों आपका इसको केवल रियलाइज कर सकते हैं? आप सबको मालूम है कि ड्यू टू इट्स साइज, बिकॉज इफ यू टेक द साइज ऑफ op amp, then it looks like 5 more than point, I think 8 mm by 6 mm. So if you fabricate the inductor, then it take the more size. So here you lines is written here, just take it. Inductors are lossy and bulky. Lossy होता है और bulky होता है. And the property of inductor is to create flux line or magnetic field around the line of conductor. जब आप उसको डिजाइन करेंगे अंदर आईसी में, तो जो लाइन आपका उसके थ्रू फ्लक्स जनरेट होगा. So the fabricated component in integrated circuitry are very much sensitive to those flux lines and vulnerable to malfunctioning. क्योंकि इंटीग्रेटेड सर्किट अगर आप डिजाइन करेंगे तो आपको मालूम है कि बहुत पास से सारे लाइनें जाती है. तो वो अगर आपका मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स होगा, then it create some problem. This leads to gross failure of integrated circuit. That's why we can't fabricate inductor in integrated circuits. अब इंटीग्रेटेड हम डिजाइन नहीं करेंगे तो what we can do? So we can realize this inductor using available different active building blocks. There are two type of inductor we have generally designed: grounded and floating. So I'm going to the next point. Realization of inductors using different active building blocks. This is the very famous circuit, Antonio generator, that is generalized impedance converter using operational amplifier. It requires 2 op amps and 5 passive components. Just it is clear in the picture. So both the op amps are ideal. When you apply the KCL at different nodes, then you can find the input impedance seen at this port, that is Zin, which comes like this: Z1, Z3, Z5 upon Z2, Z4. This is the generalized impedance converter. So if we choose any of Z2 and Z3 as a capacitor, इसमें से कोई भी एक कैप्सूल ले लीजिए आप. Suppose Z2 को लेते हैं and rest are as a resistor, then Zin equals to R1, R3, R5 upon 1 upon SC2 into R4. Suppose I am taking here Z2 as a capacitor. So it becomes S into C2 R1 R3 R5 upon R4. अब ये क्या है? Zin equals to S into L. इसका इनपुट बन गया आपका. ये एक इंडक्टर का इम्पीडेंस है SL. So this circuit we have like a grounded inductor in this case when Z2 is capacitor and rest are resistors. So this circuit realizes like a grounded inductor with equivalent value L equivalent, which equals to C2 R1 R3 R5 upon R4. So if we choose next case, if we choose Z1 and Z3 or Z3 and Z5 or any combination between Z1, Z3, Z5 as a capacitor, then it looks like, suppose case 2 लेते हैं हम, Z1 and Z3 are chosen as capacitor and rest are resistors. What happened? Zn equals to here 1 upon SC1 into 1 upon SC3 into R5 upon R2 R4. When we have to simplify this, then it becomes 1 upon S square C1 C3 R2 R4 upon R5. So it looks like 1 upon S square D. This is the another active element, that is 1 upon S square D, that is known as FDNR, frequency dependent negative resistor. And the symbolic notation of this is like this. If anyone from the analog signal background, then they know. This is known as FDNR, frequency dependent negative resistor. And the case third is if we choose Z2 and Z4 as a capacitor, Z2 and Z4 as a capacitor, then it looks like Zn equals to S square C2 C4 R1 R3 R5, and this is look like S square M, and this is another element that is known as FDNC, frequency dependent negative conductance, and the symbolic notation of this is like this. This is FDNC. So this generalized impedance converter realizes grounded inductor, FDNR, and FDNC. Okay, so this is the same as I have just explained before you. Okay, I can leave. Okay, so next is the floating inductor using op-amp. I have already told that when you have to implement the floating type active element, then it requires the back-to-back connection. So if this is the grounded inductor type, if you want to make the floating type, then it must be connected back to back. That means if we connect this like, then it becomes a floating type. So here it have 2 op-amp and 5 passive component, and when to make the floating type GIC, then it looks like this. When we connect back to back, then it requires 4 op-amps and 9 passive components to make the floating type inductor. R5 and R5 is, we have to merge it, so it becomes the 9 passive components.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what is the maximum value of inductance possible with this kind of circuits?
This depend on the this expression. You can easily control the inductance
So,
value,
what are the practical
whatever
values
you have
which
to
are
choose.
available in literature or which you are aware? Are these in
No.
microhenry, Henry?
Yeah. You can design. You just choose according to the value. Suppose if you want to choose L equals to 110 microhenry. Okay. So according to this value, you have to choose the component like S into C2 R1 R3 R5 upon R4. You have to choose according to this L R1 R3 R5 C2 C R4. You are free to choose any value to make this L 10 microhenry. Okay.
Okay.
So now I have to discuss here the grounded and floating type inductor using OTA. When we implement the grounded inductor using OTA, look here, this is the gyrator, and when we connect here the capacitor, then it becomes the inductor. So we can make here grounded inductor using 2 OTA and 1 capacitor. This circuit realizes a grounded inductor. Whereas in case of op-amp, that requires 2 op-amps and 5 passive components to make the grounded inductor. So this is the beauty of OTA here, that is known as low component count. You can easily design the required function using lesser number of active and passive components. Here the passive components are low, but when we realize the floating type inductor, see here, very neat and clean floating type inductor made here using the OTA, using 3 OTA and only 1 capacitor. But as in case of operational amplifier, it requires 4 op-amps and 9 passive components to make the floating inductor. So this is the beauty of OTA. Look here, I have given here the comparison with operational amplifier. Okay. Next is the grounded floating inductor and grounded floating inductor using CDTA. It also consists of 2 CDTA, 1 capacitor. When we apply the KCL using the different characteristics equation of the CDTA, when apply the KCL, then you have to find the value of L equivalent is C upon GM1 into GM. That means inductance value can be electronically controllable here, either value varying by GM or GM2, GM1. And this is the frequency response of inductance. Up to this frequency, the inductance value is constant. After that, this is abrupt due to the parasitics capacitances, because this CDTA operates properly up to this frequency. So this is the here also designed the floating type CDT inductor using CDTA. So these are the few examples of inductor using CDTA, and discuss here the earlier using OTA. Another building block, that is VDTA here, in using the grounded inductor. Look here, it requires only 1 active building block and 1 capacitor to make the grounded inductor. Whereas when we use the OTA, then it requires 2 OTA and one capacitor, but here one active VDTA and one capacitor. Then again, active component is low here, where two OTA is used. Here the one active building blocks used to make the grounded inductor. This is the frequency response. And when you implement the floating type, then it requires two VDTA. Whereas in case of OTA, it requires three OTA and one capacitor.
क्या
उसमें कह रहे हैं
उत्तराखंड का तो बोल रहे कि 8 की 4 तारीख हो गया।
अरे उससे कोई मतलब नहीं है, आप अगस्त से
मार देंगे, मैं कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
कोई
ये माइक बंद कर लेंगे सर।
Kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself. Yogender.
सभी प्राध्यापक अन्य विभागों में उपस्थिति के लिए
Mr. Yogender, kindly mute yourself.
Okay, thank you. So here are the few examples of voltage differentiating current conveyor to make the grounded and lossless inductors using VDCC here. First one is to realize the pure inductor L. Second one is to realize the negative inductor. Next one is it realizes the series combination of L and minus R. Third one is like L with series R and so on. When you apply the KCL, you already know the characteristics equation of all the devices. They are available in the literature. You can simply apply the KCL at different nodes to find the required functions. If you are working in the analog signal processing, then KCL is must. Otherwise, you cannot solve the circuits. Okay. This is the I can talk about this type of floating inductor. Look here. Only one active building block VDCC and one resistor and one capacitor to make the floating type inductor using VDCC. Till now, there is no other circuit available which utilizes only single element, active element, and fewer passive components to make the floating inductor. This is the only one circuit. Okay. Now, I can discuss about the inductors. Now comes to the filter applications. All of you know what is filter. Filters means they can pass the wanted signal, they can stop the unwanted signal. So any real world signal contain both wanted and unwanted information. Therefore, some kind of filtering technique must be separate the two before processing and analysis can begin. जैसे आप सब देखते होंगे कि जब घर में सबसे पहला छन्नी हमने कहाँ देखा था, सबसे अच्छा फिल्टर कहाँ देखा था सबसे पहला, जब हमारी मम्मी आटा चालती थी, देखा होगा ना, तो उसमें से जो रस थे उसको निकाल देते थे, बाकी जो आटा था उससे हम रोटी खाते थे। तो पहला फिल्टर तो हमने वही देखा है। बाकी अपनी बॉडी में देखेंगे तो किडनी, और दैट इज आल्सो फिल्टर. सो फिल्टर प्ले ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन ऑल टाइप ऑफ सिस्टम, चाहे वो मैकेनिकल हो, सिविल का हो, किसी टाइप का आपका सिस्टम है. We can't find any system which does not have any type of filter. So filtering is such common process that we can often take it for granted. हम सोचते हैं यार फिल्टर काम कर रहे हैं, क्या फायदा है इसका. बट आप देखते होंगे बहुत सारे रिसर्च में फिल्टर का बहुत योगदान है. So when we make a cell phone call, the receiver filters out all other channels so we can only receive our unique channel. देखिए फिल्टर कितना एडवांटेज है. 10 लोग कॉल कर रहे हैं, उसको फिल्टर करके क्यों एक यूनिक आपको वॉइस दे रहा है. So it is difficult to conceive of any moderately complex electronic device that does not employ a filter in one form or another. Clear है ये सब? So without filter, we can't. I don't think that any system exists. So an ideal filter is one which has a linear phase response in its pass band and zero loss in the pass band and infinite loss in the stop band. So basically there are 5 types of filters we have to design in analog signal processing. That is the low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, band elimination filter. This band elimination is also known as band stop filter, band reject filter, or notch filter, and all pass filter. कुछ लोगों के दिमाग में आ रहा होगा व्हाट इज द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ ऑल पास फिल्टर. जब सारा कुछ पास ही कर दे रहा तो क्या फायदा. बट व्हेन यू हैव टू डिजाइन द quadrature mixture in communication, when you require the 90-degree phase shift, then you can use this all pass filter. In this, the phase shift is shifted by 90 degree at the cutoff frequency. So when we have to design the analog signal processing applications, then generally we have to use this type of second order transfer function. First one is a low pass filter, H naught omega naught square upon ds, where ds is s square plus omega naught upon q naught s plus omega naught square, where omega naught is the cutoff frequency, q naught is the pole, omega naught upon q naught is the bandwidth. Only numerator changes to distinguish the different type of filter. If at numerator s square comes, then it becomes the high pass. Then only s comes, then it becomes the band pass. Then the sum of s square plus omega square comes, then it becomes the band elimination, a band reject, a notch. When this type of numerator comes, ds is same in all cases, then it behaves like a all pass filter. Frequency response for low pass filter, when it is ideal like this, when it is practical, then it comes like this. In band pass case, high pass case, when it is ideal, then it is look like this, but when it is non-ideal, then it is look like this. This is gain versus frequency. Okay. For band pass filter, band reject filter, all pass filter, this. These are the ideal and practical responses of the different type of filters. So if you design any circuit, then if you obtain at least 3 filter, that is low pass, high pass, band pass, then it is known as universal filter. So if you want to publish in any paper, then you have to find at least 3 basic filters, that is low pass, high pass, band pass, to make it as a universal filter. Okay, now I think Now here is the application of inductor using the different type of filters here. First one is, this is floating inductor. When you connect the floating inductor like this, when you apply the input here and take output here, then it becomes a low pass filter. This is the application of floating type inductor. If you design the floating inductor, then you can put the floating circuit in between this point and this point and take the result. And next one is the high pass filter. If you connect like this inductor and R in parallel, then V0 upon Vin it look like H0 S square upon ds. So this becomes the application of grounded inductor here. If you are using the current input, then it is also the application of grounded inductor to make the band pass filter. Here is the band pass filter. Again, the application of grounded inductor, and this is the band reject filter. This is the floating type inductor. So first of all, you have to design the inductor, and then you have to take any application as a low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, or anything, whatever you want to design. Sometimes somewhere I have written like minus R. Why you have to design the minus R? That is also known as negative impedance converter. Anyone? When we have to design the oscillator, when we have to design an oscillator, then it requires S square plus S A minus B plus C. It follows this type of characteristics equation when you design the oscillator. So from this expression, it is clear that frequency of oscillation omega naught equals to C under root C, and condition of oscillation is A minus B is less than equals to 0. When we have to design the oscillator, तो हमें कभी कभी लगता है कि काश हमारा माइनस आर मिल जाता तो हमारा ये एक्सप्रेशन इजिली मिल जाता. तो वहां से डेवलप हुआ कि माइनस आर बनाना. तो माइनस आर बेसिकली इज नोन एज नेगेटिव NIC, negative impedance converter. So there are I think 4 types: negative impedance converter, positive impedance converter, and negative impedance inverter, positive impedance inverter. There are 4 types of active element realization. Suppose a 2-port network is given. This is V1, this is I1, I2, this is V2, this is ZL, this is IL. And ABCD parameter you have to find here. So in matrix form it is written as V1 I1 equals to ABCD V2 minus I2. So you can write here V1 equals to A V2 minus B I2 as equation number 1, and I1 equals to C V2 minus D I2 as equation number 2. When we have to divide this equation, then you obtain the input impedance at this port 1. So divide equation 1 by 2. When you divide the equation 1 by 2, this comes like V1 upon I1 equals to AV2 minus BI2 upon CV2 minus DI2. This will comes here. So from this circuit, IL equals to minus I2. Okay. So replace I2 by IL. So this equals to AV2 plus BIL upon CV2 plus DIL. And V2 is equals to IL into ZL. V2 equals to here IL into ZL. So replace V2 by IL into ZL, then it becomes A IL into ZL plus B IL upon C IL into ZL plus DIL. Simply cut IL from here, then you obtained like AZL plus B upon CZL plus D. This is the input impedance seen at port 1. From this equation, there are 4 cases arrived here. Case 1, when B and C are 0. If B and C are 0, then Zin equals to A by D into ZL. So again, here two subcases are arrived. If A and D both have the same sign, if A and D both have the same sign, then Zin is known as positive impedance converter, PIC. But when any one is negative, then it becomes NIC, negative impedance converter. So there is major role of negative impedance converter in making the oscillator. Okay, this is the case 1. And second case is when A and D are 0, then Zin is equals to B by C into 1 upon ZL. When B and C are both having same sign, then it becomes the positive impedance inverter. If anyone have the negative sign, then it becomes the negative impedance inverter. So I can make a negative impedance converter using op-amp. I'm giving here just an example. This is the example of NIC using op-amp. I'm just finding the ABCD parameter. If B and C comes here 0 and A and D have the opposite sign, then it becomes the NIC. So suppose this is R1, this is R2. Okay. Op-amp is ideal. So this potential is equals to this potential. There is no current flowing. इसमें कोई current बहेगा नहीं. तो पहला आपका इक्वेशन साफ निकल गया. V1 equals to V2. So when you compare this equation with equation number 1, that is V1 equals to AV2 minus BI2, compare with this, then you can find that A equals to 1, B equals to 0. Second, you have to apply KCL here. इस नोड पे अप्लाई कीजिए, इस नोड पे कर दीजिए. At the both node, you can apply the KCL. This current is I1. There is no current flowing here, so this current flow through this. Similarly, this I2 current like this. So suppose KCL at A. तो क्या होगा साहब? I1 equals to V1 minus V0 upon R1. Clear है? This is and this is one equation मान लीजिए. Suppose similarly I2 equals to V पे जो आप लिखेंगे तो देखिए I2 equals to V2 minus V0 upon R2. Simply replace V0 from one expression to another. If suppose from here V2, देखिए look here, V2 equals to V1 है. So in this from equation this I2 equals to V1 minus V0 upon R2. So from here you can choose the value of V1 minus V0 in terms of I2 and put here in equation number 1. So you can find easily I1 equals to I2 into R2 upon R1. You can find like this. When you compare this equation by equation number 2, then you can find I1 equals to CV2 minus DI2. Then D equals to C equals to 0 and D equals to minus R2 by R1. So the ABCD parameter is look like this 0 0 minus R2 by R1. So this circuit behaves like a negative impedance converter to make the when it is necessary to make the negative resistance, then you can simply utilize this circuit. Okay, so here this is the when you run on the SPICE, then you can find the band pass filter like this. This is the some application of VDTA using the band pass filter grounded inductor. Here is the floating type inductor. If you want, I can run the circuit. Otherwise, okay. This is the internal structure which is given in the paper published by ACL Aker in AEU. So I can make the VDTA using this internal structure. Thank you so much for hearing me. If anyone wants to ask any question or if you want to design in this type of building blocks approach, then you can anytime contact with me. Okay, I am giving you a few tricks. If most of you, I think, working in nanotechnology or devices level, or using CNT FET or FinFET or GRN FET and so on. So if you are working on CNT based devices, FGMOS based devices or anything, then you can easily convert all the active building blocks which are available in the literature using CMOS structure. You can simply replace that NMOS, PMOS by using CNT FET, PMOS, NMOS, or FGMOS, FinFET, etc., and take the results of your device, and then you have to make a application of low pass filter, band pass filter, or any filter application or any oscillator application, and you can submit in a good transaction journal, and definitely that will publish. Okay. Any question, Arne sir?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So we are thankful to Dr. Dinesh Prasad sir for his wonderful presentation. Now, dear participant, if you have any query, please ask.
Thank you.
I request
If,
to participant.
if anyone wants to do an PhD or wants some help in this analog signal processing, then you can contact me anytime. Okay, I'm always available for you. अरे भैया कुछ समझ में आया इतना ज़्यादा बताया?
So, I request to participant to put up queries related to the session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can ask.
Okay, I can ask one question. What is the full form of KCM? Yes. Sugandh Gupta. No question. Oh, good. चलिए साहब क्या किया जाए?
दिनेश सर, अगर आप कुछ ब्रीफ करो उनको के बारे में जिससे ये
क्या कह रहे हैं? आपकी आवाज नहीं क्लियर हो रही है सर.
Prashant sir, your voice is breaking. You are not audible.
वेट
हेलो.
नाउ इट्स कमिंग.
Yeah, now.
हाँ, यस प्रशांत जी बताइए.
सर मैं कह रहा था कि अगर आप इनको थोड़ा ब्रीफ कर पाए, जो टूल कुछ यूज करें इसमें, सॉफ्टवेयर टूल.
अब अगर स्पाइस हम एक रन करा के दिखा देंगे.
हाँ, वी हैव 5 to 10 मिनट आई थिंक.
ओके नो प्रॉब्लम.
That will be also familiar which tool they can use.
हाँ, या just wait. Please give me 2 minutes. Just I want to log out from this device. Okay. Just wait, please. I am logging from another device. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So I am taking just one circuit which uses the VDTA as an active building block. So suppose you take this structure from a paper. So first I am using basically the PSpice AD analog devices. So first of all, you have just mentioned the different nodes. Suppose VDD like 1, VSS like 2, this is 3, ground is always 0, 3, 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, this is 0. So first of all, we have to mark the different node of the circuits. Then in PSpice, suppose we want to mention this M5. So M5, you have to write M5, then drain, gate, source, substrate. Drain node is 0, drain, gate, source, and substrate. So drain node is here is 0 for M5. Gate is 3. Is you can give here space 0, 3, then 4, and generally source and substrate at the same node 4 and 4. Then you have to write the whether it is P type or N type. Since it is P type to P, then W equals to and L equals to whatever given you can write here. Similarly, you have to complete all these transistors and current. Let's suppose bias current IB1 is given between 5 and 2. So say you have to write IB1, then space for then node 5, then 2, then write DC, whatever you have to give here, 50 microampere and so on. So like this you have to make the IC. So I'm just starting the SPICE. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. My screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, sir. It is visible. This is the circuit file of VDTA. Here we have to give it like M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7, and so on. Just like drain, gate, source, substrate, then N type or P type, then W, then L. And in the next step, we have to define the model file for N type and P type. Here in this case, we have to use the 180 nanometer technology. So I can use the 180 nanometer model file here for N type and for P type. Here is given here IB1, IB2, all the bias currents and the voltage levels here 10 and 02 of 0.9 volt.
So this is the internal structure of VDTA, and I can make here the as an IC. So suppose I can choose the floating inductor VDTA. This is the floating inductor VDTA. Okay. So if you write the program just like previous, I have written the like in the structure. I'll apply the find the nodes, and you have to write the these programs. Then you have to run by this. This is the response of floating inductor using VDTA. Look here, cursor to here, cursor to second, 25.32. Look here, from 0 to up to to 9. X value I think 25.322 माइक्रोफैराड के लिए डिजाइन है ये. From this, so if you run this program, then the graph looks like this. And when you have to plot it in MATLAB, then you can find the exact value of inductance realized. You just click here and select and this copy Control C and just paste it in the MATLAB, Control V. Then you have to simply plot the graph. Then you have to find the exact value of inductance L, because here the frequency is also coming. So divide this value of Y by the frequency term. Then you have to find the inductance value. But I have not the MATLAB, otherwise I will show.
No issue, sir. It's enough, sir.
Hello?
Sir,
Andy.
it's fine, sir. It's fine, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you.
It's fine, sir.
Yes, any other question? Or thank you.
Thanks, sir, for
Thank you, sir.
accepting our request, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your nice informative.
Yes, sir. हाँ जी सर, आप बताइए.
So thank you, sir, for your nice informative session. Definitely, the participant get benefited for that session.
Okay, thank you so much. आप लोगों ने हमें invite किया, हाँ?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir.
चलिए
Thanks,
ठीक
sir.
है.
Thanks a lot,
Okay,
sir.
नमस्कार.
Namaste, sir.
Inform the participant.
In
Okay.
future, also, sir, we will see you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, dear participants, so next session we will start at 2:30 p.m. Next session. So please join 15 minutes before the session.
Next talk, it is given by who?
Peter J. Hong from Auckland University.
Okay.